Hello, everyone. Um, as I've said, I really don't have anybody left to talk to because family just don't want to hear any more about this. They just want to move on. So YouTube is kind of my new friend for talking. A couple stories I'd like to tell that I've been dealing with that just eat me apart, and it's got to do with my employees. I did the video, the propane shop, last party, and that's for all the people that, um, when I close the business, will lose their jobs. But I did a video called Corporate Greed, and if you watch that one in there, um, there's a couple employees in them pictures that I'm dealing with, some pretty harsh stuff, and decided to do a video about it. I had an employee, his name was Jason, but everybody knew him as Love. He was a really big guy in size and gentle giant. But Love and my youngest son Steven had really became really close friends, and they both got cancer. My son had cancer where they had to remove one of his testicles and part of his stomach, and then he had to go through chemo and everything else, and he went into remission. But Love had got cancer in a very bad place and went through a few surgeries, all types of chemos, and he knew that he wasn't going to make it from this. He just felt it. So he had said to me, Joe, I don't believe I'm going to survive this, and I'm really worried about my family. He's married and has 4 children. And I had told him, if that happens, don't worry about nothing about his family. That I would always be there for the rest of my life to watch over them and make sure they have what they needed and take care of the kids in any way I could. And as you know, what this company did to me, I can't do that no more. I can't help them at all. And it bothers me because they're struggling very, very hard. And the wife is a kind of total wreck because the way he passed was very sad. He had went for a treatment at the hospital, and on the way home from the treatment, him and his wife, they were stopped at a traffic light at 12th and Washington Avenue right outside U-Haul. Well, one of their employees at U-Haul was trying to squeeze by them with a big truck to make a turn, but didn't have enough room. So by doing that, he hit the back of their car, their van, and didn't do much damage, but it broke the tail light and dented the corner panel a little bit. And she got out to just say you hit my car, and the guy just starts screaming at her and threatening her, and Love gets out of the van and tries to tell the guy, don't talk to my wife that way. And the guy went over towards him, and she tried to tell the guy, he's got cancer, he's dying, don't you dare hit him or touch it. And the guy said, oh, well, he won't have to worry about the cancer, and he punched Love right in the face. And when Love went down, he hit his head against the curb, and he was rushed to the hospital and went into a coma and never recovered. When we got the phone call at the propane shop by his wife what was going on, of course we all headed up there. The guy who did this got arrested. Don't ask me how. Somehow, on some kind of technicality or something they did wrong in the process, allowed him to get the charges dismissed or dropped. So he kills love and gets to walk away from it. And like I said, I've been in an extremely bad neighborhood for the past 30 years. Where my business is, it's a war zone. And it took everything for me to keep people from wanting to go after this guy. I just didn't want to see anybody else wind up in trouble. And it was very sad, that happened. And another employee I had, his name was Benny. And Benny worked for me, actually worked for my father a little bit too. So he when I took over the business 30 years ago, he had already been doing work with the business, for the family. So Benny worked for me for 30 years off and on. And we knew each other since we were 17 because he lived right around the corner from where I lived and we were friends. So when I took over the business, Benny was a great guy. But he had a grandson, 5 years old, who had a inoperable brain tumor. And it was killing him to just think that this young kid was going to just die and there was nothing they could do about it. There was just no way to get to the tumor, they said. And he was suffering so bad with this. And so I said to him, you know what, Benny? In fact, the part of the big story is all that week, for a week before I do what I'm going to say now, he just kept praying to God and saying, I've done so much in my life, and take me and find a way to spare my grandchild. And that's all he kept saying is, with all I done, all the shit and everything, I'd rather God take me and let my grandson find a way to survive. So it was I think a Wednesday night. I said when we got done work, I said, I want you to go home, pack some stuff for the kid, pack some stuff for yourself, meet me back here at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then me and you are going to get in my car and we're going to drive out to St. Jude's. Even though it's a long ride and everything, we're going to take this kid to St. Jude and see if they can do anything to possibly help this kid. Just weren't about to just give up on it, So he was like, oh, thank you, and he was so happy about it. So he left that night to go home. And I had got down to the place the next morning a little early. I got down there around 8 o'clock. And I told him to meet me down there at 9, which was the time he usually comes in anyway. And Benny was always early. He was never on time or late. He was always early. So when 9 o'clock came around, I was thinking, well, maybe it's taking him a little time because everybody's hugging and kissing the kid because they're not going to see him for a week or whatever. And I waited, and now it got a little after 9. I started thinking, well, what the hell's going on? So I called this house. Got his wife on the phone, and here she was sleeping. She had fell asleep on the couch that night, and he had went up to bed. So when I called, she said, I said, is Benny on his way? And she said, he's not there. I said, no, he's not here yet, and it's unusual for him not to be here, And she said, oh my God, I fell asleep on the couch. Let me run upstairs and double check, see if he's still here. And she went upstairs, and I could just hear her screaming. He's dead, he's dead. And she got back on the phone, and she said, he's dead. And I'm like, what do you mean he's dead? And I hung the phone up, and then I jumped in my car and shot around to his house, and there he was in his bed. He died in his sleep from an aneurysm. And his wife just went to pieces, and this just came out of nowhere. And we had the funeral and everything, and I kept telling everybody that, Benny kept saying he would trade his life for that kid's life to be saved, and they took the kid back to be checked again a month later, and You talk about miracles. The brain tumor, the way it grew, pushed out to the side to where they could get to it now. So they removed the brain tumor, which was something they never thought they would be able to do. And kid's doing great. He's saved. They got it all out, and they expect him to have a normal life. And I can't think of anything else than Benny traded his life for his grandson's life. He begged for it, and I guess it came through. He wasn't having any problems. He wasn't sick. Nothing, That night, after we talked about what we were going to do with the kid, we went out and got something to eat before he went home, and we were laughing and joking. He was fine. But a month later, when they took the kid back, just to have him checked, they called me and told me to coming up to the hospital, and I went up there, and here the doctor said that they're going to prepare the kid for surgery because the tumor had moved into an area that they believe they can get to now, and they did, and they saved him. But I think that Benny switched his life for his grandson's. I would do the same thing for my grandson or my kid if I had to. So, like I said, I don't have a lot that I can talk to people anymore about because, like I said, everybody's so disgusted with everything they don't want to hear it. So I'm on my own now. That's it. So YouTube is my new friend. And I just wanted to tell you a couple of these things. There's so many things I'm dealing with in the last decade that's stories that just rival these, one after the other. But like I said, I knew Benny my whole life, and since we were teenagers. He lived a very full life. He did, he was a pretty wild guy, and did a lot of stuff, and so he didn't get cheated out of anything, but he died at a very young age. But since his grandson survived it, I guess all is good for him. All right, like I said, I just come on air because I need to just talk, and there is nobody, so I just post them on YouTube. If you listen, you listen. If you don't, I understand. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and take care of one another as always, and stay safe.